I would like to welcome first you all for the BIM Revit training, or let's say essential training, because there will be advanced training also you will be facing. So we are going to cover every part. Let's consider a mediate level training which we are going to conduct. So in BIM Revit, what we are going to do, how things are going to be done, I will explain everything in my presentation. So my name is Akash Vichare. I will be giving my little bit information, and let's start with it. So I have completed my professional training and I have certified trainer from Autodesk, and I have completed my training under structural and architectural, as you can see my certificates. Okay. Uh, so after this training, I am teaching this software from past few years, let's say 1.5 year. I have conducted so many batches, and those students are still connect with me, and we are still working on many projects. So if you guys are totally into softwares and you want to learn other than Revit, many softwares, you can just connect me and we can work it on. So let's start with the Autodesk training. And Revit is a basically a part of Autodesk, and the phrase which we use, that is design, connect, and optimize. What is design? How the connect is working? How optimize we are going to things? So let's see that. Before starting, you should know what is BIM Revit and what is this essential course. So if I talk about BIM Revit, in this particular software, I would like to first go with the versions, which I would be talking from this slide. So you guys are civil engineers and you know how things are working right now, how industry is growing, and there are less jobs in industry for civil engineering, but there are many opportunities which as a students, you guys don't know. Like many of you think that I should go for abroad, I should apply for masters, I should go for MBA or other stuffs, but there are few like, let's say, consider there are few industries which are growing day by day, and software industry is one of them in civil engineering. So if you talk about few subjects of yours in civil engineering, that is BDD is there, drawing subjects, let's say DDSS will be there, and DDRCS is there. So these subjects are conducting a few drawing practices for you guys, and in that we are using drawing paper, which is the methodology which is given by the Mumbai University. But as I can say, and I can purely say, that this technique is ancient. I would again use that word, that ancient, because it is ancient. Technology is growing, people are using softwares, and we are still using like drawing papers, pencils and erasers. So this is not the technology which we should adapt. We should grow with the technology and we should adapt new technologies. So software industry is one of them. So when I talk about the D's, let's say there are 7 D's in BIM. First one is, you can see on my presentation, that is 2D. 2D CAD is nothing but AutoCAD, which we are using. I hope you guys all know, if you have enrolled for Revit, AutoCAD is just a basic version. Let's say for use it for the planning. So if anyone have given me a plot, let's say 30 by 40, 40 by 50, whatever it is, and they tell me that, sir, please design a plan for me, and I want to construct G+3, G+2, or G+n number of story. So I can do that planning in 2D, that is by using AutoCAD software. Okay, but the industry has evolved and we have 3D also. So in 3D, what comes first? That is 3D visualization, which we always admire. Every client admire it, and it gives the publicity to that particular project. So when it's come to 3D CAD, the first software which comes in a mind to every civil engineer, or let's say every architectural student, that is Revit. Why we use Revit and why exactly Revit, I will be telling you that in a head. But when we come to 3D CAD, now Autodesk has a given version for AutoCAD also. You can do the 3D version in AutoCAD also, but it's not that handy if I compare that with the Revit. So 3D graphic designing we can do in Revit. So what I'm talking exactly about 3D CAD is, if I have a project, let's say I have a G+1 plan, I have a ground floor plan, I have the first floor plan, and I want to see that how this project exactly going to look after I have complete it. Like I will complete it in a future or in a few days. So before completing that project, if I can see the 3D visualization of that particular project, it will be a great idea. So that's what we do in Revit. You can see how your G+1 structure is going to look after you complete it. With the graphic designing, you can add the structures, you can add the components, you can add the families. So this is the 3D designing in Revit. Along with that, as you can see, the Revit has started in 2000, and now you have the version, as you guys were downloading, it was 2022. So you can see the evaluation they have done, or the new projects they are in building in that particular software. So that is 4D CAD. You can do scheduling. Now what is scheduling? If I talk about scheduling, which components I am using, the size, the particular each and every aspect. Let's say I am using a wall, what is the breadth, height, width of that wall, I can add that in scheduling. I can send that scheduling details in my Revit and I can send it to my client, and it will be very easy job for doing. We will be doing that in our session, but it will be easy job for 4D CAD in Revit. Now the Revit for 2022, it comes to 70. So what are these 70? We'll be talking about, we'll be seeing that, but till now in your essential training we'll be looking till 4D, that is scheduling. First we'll plan, we'll design, and then we will schedule. Okay, getting back to it. So now Revit is not only used by the civil engineers, it is used by architects, it is used by mechanical engineers, it will be used by electrical engineer, and along with that plumbing engineers. Okay, plumbers. So these technology, if you talk about, you will say, sir, we have enrolled this because we are civil engineers and we thought that civil engineering is the only way, only branch which can use Revit. No, it's not like that. Revit is they have optimized it on that level that each and every project will get whole idea how the electrical plans are going to work, how we are going to add mechanical components in that, how we are going to add architectural components in that. So this is a 360-degree software, I can say. That's why it's in the demand, and we call it as BIM, that is Building Information Modeling, or there is management also. BIM has many meanings in that version, but if we talk about this BIM Revit, it will be totally I will be totally talking about the designing and visualization. So as I said, it will be building information regarding, there are architectural architectures which are going to use this software. There are structural engineers, like we are as a civil engineers, we are going to use it for structural engineering. Third one is mechanical, fourth one is electrical, and last one is plumbing. So mechanical, electrical, and plumbing, we call it as MEP. So these this whole let's say MEP is a different project, or let's say different subject we are going to learn in that. But in essential, we are going to work on architectural and structural engineers, architectural projects and structural projects, as we are going to work in BIM. After that, we'll be totally working on 3D visualization. How we are going to do that? We are going to check out how we are going to add our components, how we are going to add families, how we are going to add visualization, how we are going to add cameras. So these all will be giving you a brief knowledge about how the BIM Revit exactly works. So when I talk about ability of influence to outcome, okay. So as you all guys know, before starting any project, what we first do, we go for excavation, we do the planning, then planning, after that we go for designing, and then we go for the construction. That is the proper methodology which we have studied till now. But if I talk about the project evaluation, like how many changes I can do in this three process, let's planning, designing, and construction. So if you see, the planning and designing is at the top. Like if you want to change anything in your project, you can do it while designing and planning. You cannot do it after the construction has been started. Okay, so when we talk about planning and designing, if I know how many clashes are there, how many errors are there, how many mistakes I'm gonna do, if I got to know that while doing the planning and designing, it will be easy for me to evaluate my project, or let's say project evaluation. So this is the graph which is given by the ability to influence outcome. So if I want to change the outcome, if I want to increase my outcome, Revit is the one software which we use for planning and designing. If I know how my structure is going to look, how my mistakes are going to get errored, or let's say I can change my mistakes, or I can just undo my mistakes. So by using planning and designing, we can do that. And this is the two options where we can change our project evaluation. So Revit is the only software which can give you the better outcome for the construction. Now, as I told you, there are 7 Ds. So till 4D, you guys know scheduling, you know the visualization. When let's talk again for all 3 to 7 Ds. So first 3D is nothing but visualization, clash analysis. If I am creating a project, I am giving a parapet wall, I am giving a seal level, I am giving a window, I am adding a wall. So all these things, when I am adding these components or families in my project, I will be looking at in a 3D visualization how it's going to look. Is it looking good? Is it looking bad? I can change it. So this is the 3D visualization which you can use in Revit. 4D is nothing but time simulation and scheduling. So when I talk about virtual construction or time simulation, is I know how much time it's going to take while scheduling that particular project. So that's how 4D is going to work for you guys. 5D is estimation and cost simulation. This is the very much important, like you can talk that this is a totally a different project or different like a stream for you guys. After completing the B, you can go for estimating and cost simulation. Those who are working as a project manager outside, now they have completed their masters in estimation and cost simulation. So what is estimation? How many components we are going to work on, what the material we are going to use, what is the cost of that material, and before starting the project I will be getting to know what is the estimate of my project. So that is the 5D which I am talking about. 6D is sustainability and energy analysis. So this is totally regarding the environmental aspects which we need to follow. The 6D, they are adding Revit and Autodesk are adding. The reason behind it, because every like if you talk about many builders are there are many contractors, they don't follow the laws, they don't follow the procedure which IGBC is given, Indian Green Building Council. So we have to follow that. We should know how the energy analysis has been done for that particular project, how the sustainable my project is. So that is nothing but your 6D. And the last one, but the least, that is 7D, not the least, that is 7D, that is life cycle and maintenance. After completion of every project, you need the maintenance. You need to know that how much the span of that particular project, how my construction is going to survive. So that is the 7D. So these 7Ds you can work totally in Revit BIM. So that is the reason behind it. First reason is these evolution of this Ds in the Revit BIM, and along with that the 360-degree aspect, like engineers can use it, architects can use it, electrical, mechanical engineers can do it, and plumbers also can do it. So this is the main reason behind that Revit is evaluating day by day, and we are using it on a large scale in the industry. Next, I will be talking about the families. Now, before starting with the Revit, the families are very much big concept in the Revit. Families are nothing but components. To be in a precise word, I will say components, or let's say design components or given components. So when you guys use any software, there are few like templates given in the any software. Let's consider if I'm using editing software also, there are templates given. So if I talk about families, these families are nothing but components, and these components are, let's say example, walls are there, floors are there, roofs, ceiling, and etc etc. So these I can directly add, like Revit 2020 they have given so many components which you can directly add with the thickness. You can, the main reason why they are calling it families, because you can edit those families, you can create your own families, you can mold those families. So let's say I have a door, let's say 120 into 210. So I want to change it to 200 into 100. So I can do that by changing that particular family, or by duplicating that. Now, if I talk about, as I told you, I was working on a California project. This was a Jain temple. So you guys must have visited Jain temple. You can see the architectural aspect of that particular Jain temples. Like they have a so precise work. So for that, I need to use families. Like I have designed different modules of my temple for the doors and windows also. So while using that, the families worked a lot, and it was very helpful for me to create new families. Okay, so you are going to add the families, you can load the families, you can create your own families, you can use that families in your project, and you can share those families on Autodesk, and it will be named after you because you have created that. And that is nothing but the collaboration which we are going to see in the Revit. Next part which we are going to understand, that is what are the domains, what is BIM. So let's start. Like first, the educational industry, hospitals are there, office, resorts, retail, residential, data centers. These all infrastructures, these all structures can be designed and are designed on the BIM with the simulation and with the visualization with each and every aspects. Next one is detailed design. So when I'm not just talking about adding wall or component, we are going to provide the reinforcement. Now, as you guys in third year, I'm considering you guys know what is reinforcement. Reinforcement is nothing but which steel we are going to use, how much steel I require. Okay, the minimum spacing, maximum spacing, the calculation you guys have been doing till last few years. This is you can do in few minutes in BIM. Okay, so that is the detailed design. Next is structural analysis. So when I talk about SA1, SA2, many of you guys are very like scared about this subject, but when you start using BIM, it will be like an easy job for you guys. Will be thinking that we are doing this calculation for like how many years, like 2 years, and we have like very bad at it while doing the calculation. But BIM make it very easy. You just know, you should know how the concepts are exactly going to work, and it will be easy for you guys. Next is human analysis, like how the project is going to work. Solar analysis, quantity takeoff, clash detection, logistic, each and every part comes under 4D simulation. Okay, and this we are going to work in Revit. After that, augmented reality. Now this is the main reason why Revit is growing day by day. Everyone wants VR. Like I should know how that particular project is going to look, and if my client is going to look that, it should be very perfect and it should be get sell. Okay, that is the main part about augmented reality, and that's why Revit is working. Along with that, when architects use this software, they use it for the construction, like for the architectural purpose. But along with that, they add the augmented reality by using various software. Lumen is there. So these softwares are nothing but a 3D visualization, or let's say if I'm creating, let's for example, I'm telling you, if I'm creating a beach structure, let's say I'm creating G+3 at a beach somewhere, I can add the waves, I can see the beach sand, I can make it that much real that if you see in the VR, it will be like you are looking after the future project which you are like, or a future house or future structure which you are going to live in. Okay, so that is the augmented reality, which is the part of virtual reality, and that is under the BIM. Next is procurement and facility management. So if I talk about management and procurement, it's like the D's which we are talking, that is 6D and 7D, it comes under this, the management which we are going to work. And last one is marketing. Why this marketing is very much important in BIM? Because now you guys see there are Rahejas, Kalpataru, so many companies and so many construction are going on. Selling is never stopped, but there is a drop in selling. There are when we say that there is a down market in civil engineering, or there is the less jobs, facilities, or if anything is given by the civil engineering, so it's nothing but the marketing techniques. Now the construction is done, I have done my projects, but now I need to sell it. How I'm going to sell it? But before starting, if I know how my project is going to look, I know how my 3 BHK flat is going to look, then it's going to help me to buy that flat easily. So that comes under the marketing. So when we use augmented reality, it's very easy by using this augmented reality to work on my marketing techniques. Okay, so that's how BIM is going to work. Next, the advantages. Till now, I think I have told you much enough about BIM, but these are the few points I would again considering: facilitated and communication, coordination, and advanced planning. So if you are doing a visualization of any project, obviously these things comes under this visualization. Next is support better engineering management, reduce construction conflicts and design changes. So as I told you, that graph is nothing but the evaluation which you can do in the start stage, that is planning and designing. That is the second point which I have to mention. The third point is better life cycle engineering, information management, especially operation and maintenance management. The 6D and 7D which I was talking about, the maintenance which you required, the lifespan of your project, you can do that by using the BIM. Okay, so that is the advantage. And last one, that improve the construction quality and reduce the life cycle. You guys are not going to use the method which I talk as an ancient method, that is page, paper, drawing paper. Obviously you can do the planning, but if I talk about, you have AutoCAD, if you have Revit software, like these softwares which are like working right now in the industry, so I would consider that to improve your construction quality and you can reduce your life cycle cost. These are few techniques I will be considering this while telling you the interface. So let's go ahead.
Hello, sir.
Now, hello.
Sir, some students are waiting in the lobby.
Okay, I will add them. Just a minute. Yeah, about to done. So BIM Revit syllabus, I will be talking about. So we are talking about the syllabus of BIM Revit. So you guys have understood what is Revit, what is BIM. Now, what we are going to study for these 4 days and what are the topics which are very interesting. So I will be telling you first 4 modules. First one is collaboration, second one is documentation, third one is modeling, and the last one is views. Okay, so we will be starting with the collaboration. In collaboration, we have the levels, grades, which we are going to start today itself, and that will be our first assignment. After that, we'll be seeing how AutoCAD files can be imported in the Revit. Okay. After that, how can you link the Revit files or control the VR, that is visibility graphics or linked objects. Okay. After that, the second one we have is documentation. So as you all guys know, after completing the project, we have to annotate each and every part of or each and every component of the project. So in that, we have annotate beams, we have dimensions to give, and we have text annotations and components. We are going to create and modify the columns and other components which we call as a family. Next part is modeling, which is the very big one and the huge module of the Revit BIM, that is placing and modifying structural columns. After that, we have to modify the walls. There are staircase, there are footings, there are reinforcement which we are going to place, that is placing rebars. Along with that, we have to modify floors and stairs and ramps, so roofs and each and every component. So basically, we are going to create a huge project, that is G+1 project. G+2 will be considering till G+7, and we are going to do it in a short span of time. So I would be considering that each and every one of you should listen to it very precisely. If you are getting bored, just let me know, but don't waste your time because this is very much important. Last one is views. We are going to create, like, as you guys have a plan till now, BDD, you have created sectional views, you have created plans and elevations. So these are the views we can easily connect in few seconds in Revit. So that's how we are going to complete with our syllabus. with the fourth module, that is views. Okay, so this syllabus I have discussed, it is on a study material. If you want to see, you can just look at it. In the study material, I have given each and every details, and I have covered every topic. If you have any doubts, if you want to know much more about that particular thing, you can just text me and you can tell me that you want to learn about that. We can complete it in our next session. This is the user interface I'll be considering while like starting with the software. I will be today itself. I will be completing all the ribbons, and I will be completing the information regarding basic information how we are going to use that, and we'll start in the few minutes. So that